Learn how the Duffer Brothers use dynamic camera movements such as dollies and Steadicams in the very first episode of Stranger Things, so you know how to use them in your own filmmaking or just for fun. This shot is 46 seconds long. How do you keep the audience's attention for that long without cutting? This moment establishes flow.
Good of you to show.
Oh, hey, morning, Flo.
Her line has her standing out from the background as we slow and let Hopper pass us by, and it would be weird if she popped up here without being established earlier.
Oh, Chief. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Oh, look better than your wife when I left her.
The audience has made sure to know this guy is not only a police officer, but the sheriff, which is not good. He's disheveled and we have a low opinion of him. The camera rests here for a moment, giving us our second stage. With the audience knowing Will is in danger, going against the sheriff's laid-back attitude, we have our tension. The camera has stopped here to give us a moment where Flo might tell Hopper about Will missing.
Morning.
While you were drinking or sleeping or whatever it is you deem so necessary on Monday morning, Phil Larson called, said some kids are stealing the gnomes out of his garden again.
Oh, those garden gnomes again.
They tricked us. That was the climax of the scene, and it was a false flag. When she does bring up Will being missing, Hopper is playing with the cards.
On a more pressing matter, Joyce Byers can't find her son this morning.
Okay, I'm gonna get on that.
We are looking at the cards along with him when the important news hits.
Son this morning.
Tilt back up to answer this mini tension. Will he take this seriously? But it's too late and too early. The false climax has already happened, and the rising action hasn't fully started up again. So Hopper's reaction is in a typical laid-back, post-climax denouement.
Morning.
Okay, I'm gonna get on that. Just give me a minute.
Joyce is very upset.
Flo, we've discussed this. Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
It just keeps the status quo for him. I also wanted to mention how unrealistic it is for Flo to say the gnome's complaint before the Will going missing bit. The script is designed for the directing the feelings of the audience, not necessarily to match what would really happen.
Oh, we've discussed this. Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
Chief, she's
Coffee and contemplation. Flo.
When does a side dolly serve the tension better than a conventional dolly in? There are two moments carrying the same tension. What is in the building? The first is built here with music, dialogue.
This way, gentlemen. The entire east wing will be evacuated within the hour. We've sealed off this area following quarantine protocol.
And then short shots, cutting quickly. Then there is the calm before the storm, and the music gives out. Now it's breathing. This tension also lasts 46 seconds. The tension resumes this time on another level. What is their destination? Although danger is established, they aren't looking side to side, thinking a monster might attack them. They are deliberately going somewhere. Even the earlier music has us feeling like this is an adventure. In our shot, they are looking at what they have come for. The director is being withholding. We don't see what they are looking at yet. We aren't dolling in directly on them as they see what they are seeing, even though it's the last bit of the rising tension before the reveal. Because a dolly in doesn't emphasize the destination, especially when it's a slow burn reveal. A direct dolly in this moment would have the camera meeting the approaching Brenner, doing some of the work for him, shortening the moment. Instead, we side dolly, so we are getting some of the tension of a dolly in, but we stay on the same plane that he stops on. He stops moving just as the camera stops. The cut is the climax, and then there's the revelation. This last arc of tension is a little over a minute long. How do you say something different is happening? The show has established supernatural things are happening, and has even planted a seed in the audience's mind about someone like Eleven being possible. Eleven looks at the fan. It's far away. The distance she would objectively see it. It's her scene. A beat happens in the shot when she tilts her head down and she starts concentrating. The change is marked by a dolly in. It's saying this: whatever is happening is different, notable and important. The dolly in has some good speed to it, but then we cut to the fan. We are no longer at the objective distance before. Her concentration and her power has subjectively put us much closer to the fan on her behalf. It's faster. The speed difference escalates the what is happening tension while simultaneously mirroring the rising mystery and force she is exerting on the fan. Her dolly has picked up speed to match the one on the fan. The force, fan, and the dolly in stops. The dolly stops on the fan because the audience can see the consequence of her actions at the same time as we dolly in. We cut to the denouement. It's no big deal to her. The climax is already spent on the dolly in stopping. The dolly goes across the government people monitoring phone calls. The first three people have their heads tilted to the left, subtly hinting to the camera to dolly to the left. With no motion in world, every little bit helps. The last person is in the opposite direction, tilted to the right. It's a subtle hint. The dolly will cut. The dolly across is the broad search. It's tense, and we dolly across and hear multiple conversations. It feels extensive, creating rising tension. But why use a dolly across instead of cutting to each individual head? Dollying across emphasizes the density of the monitors while not putting them unrealistically close to one another. The cut releases the tension. Someone has found something. She sets herself apart from other monitors by flipping the notebook and then looking up at her cigarette while everyone else is locking down. Joyce's conversation doesn't reveal Will is missing to the government. It's enough for the audience to believe the government knows, though. This moment adds a danger to an earlier scene.
Yeah, it'd be great if someone would come by.
This tension spans multiple scenes and episodes, adding to the arc of the season. Now it's your turn to put yourself in the director's shoes. Tell us your thoughts about the why and how of this next shot in the comments section. In this scene, we are introduced to the kids as they are playing a Dungeons & Dragons game.
Chocolate nuts. Told ya.
Wait a minute. Do you hear that? That sound.
Those are all the shots I have for you. Check out the About section for the movie calendar. Subscribe, hit notifications, like, and comment about what movies you want to see next or your thoughts on the shots. Thanks for watching.